Today's objective is to solve square root equations, and we have a problem shown below. The square root of x plus 7 equals 16. So what we're going to do is we want to isolate the x by itself. So you notice that we're adding 7. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and subtract 7 from the left side, and we subtract 7 from the right side. We have 7 minus 7. That is 0, so we're left with the square root of x equals 16 minus 7, which is 9. Now, to undo the square root and to address the square root, we're going to go ahead and square the left side. And if you square the left side, you're going to have to square the right side. So x equals 9 squared, which is 81. So we're going to go ahead and check. So we have the square root of 81 plus 7 equals 16. Example 2, we have solving a square root equation by graphing. It says a computer company models its profit between the years of 1995 to 2010 using the equation where P is in profit in millions and X is the years using the model, and what year was the company's profit $5.94 million. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use this equation, and what we're going to do is we're going to type it into the calculator, and we're going to solve by graphing. So we'll type in 1.4 times the square root of x minus 1980. So what I did is I adjusted the window settings, and my x min I put 15, x max I put 4,000, y max I put 139, and that's how I was able to graph that. So now I'm going to go to menu, graph, and I'm going to type in 5.94. Now to find the answer will be the intersection. And so in 1998, the profit will be 5.94 million. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do problem 3. Using graphing technology to formulate a square root equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the data that was provided to us to write or to create an equation, a square root equation. So it says a sprinkler system uses a rotating pipe to water a lawn. The table below shows the area of the lawn that can be watered based on the length of the pipe. So we have 18 square yards and the length of the pipe is 500, and then so on. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to this app here in the calculator. You're going to graph the data, and this side will be the y values, and this side will be the x values. Now you notice that it looks like a square root equation, or it's going to follow a square root equation path. So we're going to go to menu, analyze data, regression, and we're going to show power. And so there's our equation. 117.3 times x to the 0.5, which is a square root equation. I'm going to provide you with additional examples of solving square root equations. So here we have 3 plus the square root of 2x minus 3 equals 8. The goal is to have x by itself, or to isolate x. So we have this square root equation. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3 from both sides. So we have 3 minus 3, which we know that's going to be 0. Now we have the square root of 2x minus 3 equals 8 minus 3, which is 5. On both sides, we want to undo the radical on the left side, so we're going to have to raise it to the second power. So on the right side, we raise 5 to the second power. So we have 2x minus 3 equals 5 times 5, which is 25. Now we're going to go through the process of solving for x. So if you have minus 3, we're going to go ahead and add 3 to both sides. So you have 2x equals 28. And we have 2 times x, so we're going to have to go ahead and divide. And so we have x is equal to 14. Just like before, I've asked you to check. So we're going to substitute into the original equation. So we have 3 plus the square root of 2 times what we found to be x, which is 14, minus 3. and then we set it equal to 8. And since it's true, we know that 14 is a solution. Okay, with problem 2, now we have two variables. So I have the square root of x plus 7 minus 5 equals x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5 to both sides, and I have the square root of x plus 7 equals x plus 5. And since on the left side we have a square root, we're going to have to raise this to the second power. And then on the right side, we're also going to have to raise it to the second power. You notice the difference now, we have another variable. So we have x plus 7 equals x plus 5 times x plus 5. So it's x plus 7 equals x squared plus x times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. 5 times x is 5x. And then 5 times 5 is 25. So it's x plus 7 equals x squared plus 10x plus 25. We're going to subtract x from the left side, and we subtract 7 from the right side. So we have x squared plus 9x plus 18 equals 0. I'm going to go ahead and use the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So x equals negative 9 plus or minus square root 9 squared minus 4 times 1 times 18 divided by 2. So I get x equal negative 9 plus or minus square root of 9 divided by 2. So x equals negative 9 plus or minus 3 divided by 2. So negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6 divided by 2. So the first answer is x equals negative 3. Negative 9 minus 3 is negative 12. Divided by 2 is negative 6. Now we have to check if there's extraneous answers. So I have the square root of negative 6 plus 7 minus 5. That gives us negative 4. Okay, I did check negative 6, and that didn't work. I did try negative 3, and that did work, so that's true. So your answer is x equals negative 3. Negative 6 is extraneous.